Hey, Catherine here from YogaNaraska. Welcome to Workout Wednesday. Normally I would be going live on Wednesdays for our little workout, but today I just happened to have some plans in the afternoon, so I figured that I would make this Workout Wednesday pre-recorded, and you can just join in for your workout whenever suits you best. So go ahead and grab your mat. I guess you can pause this because it's not live, so advantages. So you can grab your mat, grab your water bottle, maybe put on some music, put me on pause for a minute, and we will get all set up and ready for our practice. We'll be doing about 20 minutes of practice. We'll get warmed up with some breathing exercises and some spinal exercises, and then we'll flow through some downward dog and plank variations. So a little bit of ab work, a little bit of leg work, a little bit of everything today. All right, I'm gonna grab a sip of my water. Let's stay hydrated, and then we'll get going. All right. So we'll start in a kneeling position today. Your bum is sitting on your heels comfortably. If it's not comfortable, you can sit in a seated position if that works better for you. Either or. Okay, so let's take the hands to the sides. We'll inhale, bring them up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, hands down to the sides. Beautiful. Okay, let's do this one more time at least. Inhale, up and arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands back down. So if you're used to sort of more fitness style workouts, then you might not coordinate your breathing as much with your movement. But that's a really core component of what happens in yoga. So let's make sure that we're doing that throughout our practice. So this little warm-up is a great way for us to do that. Okay, so one more time, inhale, arms up and overhead. This time, take a slight back bend. Looking up at the ceiling, take a couple breaths here as we warm up the spine. And then exhale to forward fold, straight down through the middle. Folding over the knees, coming into a child's pose. So hang out here for a minute. If your head doesn't touch the floor, you might stack two fists, or you might grab a block to support the head. Or you might separate the knees a little bit, make a little bit more space for the upper body. And just hang out here for a moment, letting the space between the shoulders widen slowly. The space between the vertebrae. You might walk the fingertips forward, send the hip bones and the buttocks back towards the back of the room, creating a bit more of an active pose here. Stretching the front body. Tent the fingertips, walk back up. Bring the knees back together. And come back to center. Okay, so this time we're going to plant the left hand on the mat. Bring the right hand up and overhead, coming into a crescent shape here. Gazing to stare at the ceiling, opening up through that right side body. Couple deep breaths. And exhale back down to the mat. Plant the right hand, inhale, left hand comes up. And exhale back down. Okay, so let's flow side to side here. So we inhale, right hand comes up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, right hand down. Just flowing with the breath. And back to center. Inhale, both arms up. Slight back bend. core workout yesterday, and on that back bend, I can definitely feel it. So you know you did something right. It should never hurt, but after you do a good workout, you'll definitely know it. You'll have some tightness or some twinging. Again, walking the fingers out, sending the hips back. And tenting the fingers, walking back up. Okay, inhale, both arms up and overhead. Exhale, right hand comes to the outside of the left knee as we open up to the left. And turn to look over the left shoulder to the back of the room, coming into a twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left hand comes to right knee. We open up to the right side of the room, looking over the right shoulder. Taking a couple of breaths here. So this little exercise that we're doing, inhale back to center, is called the 7 movements of the spine. So we're going to flow back and forth here. Inhale to come to center, exhale to twist. This is called the 7 movements of the spine. So we are going side to side with our crescent lunges. Oh, hang on just a second. I've got an alarm going off on my phone here. There we go. All right, back to better. Okay, so we did our crescent lunges, left and right. We did our forward fold and slight back bend. So that's 4 right there, left, right, forward, back. We're doing twist, left and right at this very moment. So that brings us up to 6. And I will tell you number 7 in just a moment when we finish a couple repetitions here. Okay, come back to center. Exhale, hands back down. All right, so our final one is extension. So what we want to do here, it's a very subtle movement, but it's still very important, is we want to stretch the spine out this way. So what we need to do is to lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, maybe lift the chin just so slightly, maybe pressing your fingertips into the mat, and imagine just making space between every single one of the vertebrae, drawing the shoulders back together and down the back, aiming for a straight spine as we make that extra space. You might try bringing your arms up, dropping the shoulders down, but at the same time as dropping the shoulders down, reaching the arms up. That might help you to get a better sense of this extension. It's very subtle, but still important. Okay, one final warm-up movements. Let's just do a little bit of neck circles here. Make sure we're not putting any strain on our neck during this workout. We tend to get sore necks from doing all of our computer work and driving and texting and cooking. We're always sort of looking down, so it's nice to sort of just be able to stretch out the neck, stretch out the back a little bit. All right, so let's begin in table pose here. That's where we were last week for Workout Wednesday. We did a lot of table pose variations. All right, so our knees are hip width apart and they are stacked under our hips. Our elbows are stacked under shoulders over wrists. So we're looking for a nice straight, stable base here. Spreading the weight out through the fingertips, pressing into the tops of the feet. Inhale as we lift the nose, lift the tailbone. Drop the belly. Exhale, draw the belly in, rounding through the spine. Drawing the tailbone under, tucking the chin down. Inhale as we lift again. Drop the belly. Exhale, draw the belly in. Couple more at your own pace as we start to build a fire here. And coming back to center. Okay, so let's start our practice here. Take the hands just a little bit further forward, pressing into the fingertips, tuck the toes under, and we're just going to hover the knees for a moment. So ready? 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hover those knees. Breathing in. I might begin to shake in a minute. Just hold it, hold it, hold it. Lighting that fire. Feeling that energy coursing through the thighs now. Engaging the abs, drawing the navel to the spine. Hold it for one more breath, you've got this. Send them back down. Bring the tips of the big toes together, widen the knees as wide as the mat. Send the hips back into a quick child's pose here. I'm taking it easy because I said I did a core workout yesterday, so I'm feeling a little bit sore. So we're going to have lots of opportunities for rest. Not every workout needs to be full out. All right. Feeling that in my thighs too. Okay, let's come on back up to our table position. Hands just a little bit further out this time. I find it's a bit more comfortable to get into down dog for me. Tuck the toes under. This time we're going to lift the knees. Let's hover for just a moment, then we'll send it all the way up into downward facing dog. So take a deep breath in. Lift the knees. Hover, hover, hover. Breathing. One more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, lift all the way up, straightening the legs. Not all the way, keep a gentle bend in them. Sending the heels towards the floor. Don't need to touch, we're just tracking that direction. Tailbone aims up towards the sky. Shoulders knit back and together down the back, away from the ears. Pressing in through the fingertips, straightening out through the spine. In our downward facing dog. Okay, so let's take a moment here to walk the dog by bending one leg and then the other. You can hear my ankles cracking here. Just taking your time. Just really coming into our downward dog today. Okay, so we are going to look forward between the hands, bend the knees, and then we're going to shift and roll the body forward so that the shoulders are over the wrists, coming into a plank. So I have long legs, and I find I always have to shift my feet back a little bit when I come into this plank. Okay, hold your plank for just a moment here. Make sure you're dropping that bum down. Okay, one deep breath in. Exhale, sink it down to the mat. With control, beautiful. Untuck the toes. All right, we're gonna lift the upper body up ever so slightly on the inhale. Don't use your hands, lift them up off the mat, but keep them under the shoulders. Press the tops of the feet, the pubic bone into the mat, the thighs. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, breathe in, lift the upper body one more time. Exhale, fold. Subtle movement here. It's really just the upper body that's lifting up the cervical spine. We don't use that so much. Okay, one more. Inhale and lift. Exhale, let go. Okay, this time we're going to be adding in the feet. So keep your hands where they are for now. We're going to lift the feet up. So squeeze the glutes, squeeze that booty that we worked last week. Okay, ready? Inhale, lift everything. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Okay, this last one we're going to hold the lift. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And you might even send your hands out straight, bouncing on that pubic bone, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the core, lifting the legs, lifting the arms. You've got this. Exhale, fold back down. Okay, take a quick rest here. Maybe putting the ear to one side of the mat and then to the other. Constructive rest. Okay, let's bring the hands back out straight. All right, so this time we're going to be doing the same movement, but we're going to be lifting opposite leg and opposite arms. So kind of like a little swimmer. All right, So let's begin. Take a deep breath in, lift, and then we start to flutter opposite arm and opposite leg. Don't forget to breathe. 5 breaths. Beautiful, back down to the mat. Awesome. Okay, so slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. And we're going to be lifting up into a, well, kind of like, I guess we did baby cobra, just a regular cobra this time. Queen cobra, king cobra, whatever. So we're not straightening the arms out all the way. The arms are staying bent, but we're using our hands to press this up off the mat ever so slightly. Okay, so inhale as we lift, pressing upwards, keeping the arms bent, opening through the front body, drawing the shoulder blades back and together, lifting the crown of the head slightly. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, lift. Don't forget to squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And finally, inhale, lift. And hold here for just a moment. One more breath. Exhale, fold all the way down. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to come into up dog. So the tops of our feet are still pressing into the mat. We're going to lift the thighs up. See if you can get them off the mat. The hips stay low towards the mat and the upper body lifts up just like in our cobra. So I'll show you what that looks like. On the inhale, we lift. So hips are facing down, hands are pressing up, tops of the feet pressing into the mat. Exhale, lower. Let's try a couple more of those. Ready? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Hold it here. Sending those hips down towards the mat. Upper body faces forwards. Exhale down. Whew! Beautiful. Okay, let's take some vinyasas here. So we're going to curl the toes under. This time we're going to come all the way back into our plank. So we're going to push all the way up this time. Ready? It's drawing those shoulders together, drawing elbows in. Inhale, push up. Beautiful, coming into our plank. Hold it here for just a moment. 5 breaths. Dropping that bum down. Beautiful. Okay, let's send the bum up. Coming back into our downward facing dog. You're doing awesome. Okay, so again, sending those heels down to the bottom of the mat, sending the tailbone up towards the sky, sinking the upper body down towards the mat, drawing shoulders down the back. Okay, so we're going to do some toe touches here. So plant the right hand, take the left hand back to touch the right foot, and switch. Going back and forth. Try not to sway the hips so much. You might feel an extra stretch in the hamstrings as you're doing this. Beautiful. Okay, so let's exhale, drop the knees down to the mat. Check out where your hands are. Drop your elbows in that vicinity. And sink the upper body down as we come into puppy stretch. So keeping the legs perpendicular to the mat. Sinking the upper body down, you might be able to sort of walk the hands out a little bit further. Make sure that our shoulders aren't tied up against the ears though. If you need a block to rest your head on or your chest on, that's okay. Active rest. Okay, so let's come back up. Prepare to send it back up into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, send the tailbone up on the inhale. Coming back into our down dog. All right, take a couple little stretches here. Walk in the dog. All right, so look forward between the hands, bend the knees, come up on the tiptoes, shift the upper body forward, coming back into our plank. I know you love the plank. I hate the plank too, but we gotta do it. We gotta do it. All right, so let's take the right knee, bend it, touch the left elbow. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring left knee to right elbow. Inhale back to center. Switching. One more. Beautiful. Okay, send it back to down dog. Give your abs a little break as we do some plank variations here. Take your time, stop for water, come down to your knees, pause the video if you need to. We're going to take some active rest here. Okay, ready? So lifting the toes, looking forward, shifting the shoulders over wrists, coming back into our plank. This time, we're going to bring the knee to the outside of the shoulder. Of the elbow. Wow, I can't think of the word today. Okay, so it looks a little bit like this. So same knee to same elbow. One more each side. You got this. Send it back to your down dog. Woo! Lighten that fire, guys. We got it. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of water here, so feel free to do the same. We've just got a little bit more to go. You got this. Working those abs, working that upper body, getting that spine all nice and loosey-goosey. Working the wrists quite a bit in this one too. All right. Okay, let's just stretch out the wrists a little bit before we head back in. You know the drill. All right, we're almost there. Let's finish our last plank variation, or high plank variation at least. Maybe we'll do some low plank. We'll see where we at for time. Okay, so walk the hands back forward. Tuck the toes under. Send the hips back into downward facing dog. All right. You know the drill. Look forward, bend the knees, go up into the tiptoes, shift the body forward into our plank. This time, it's not our arms we're moving, it's going to be our legs. Oh, I guess we were moving our legs before too, but whatever. Okay, take the left leg, stick it out to the outside of the mat, right leg too. And then bring them back in, left leg, right leg, come back in. So we're walking out, walking in, walking out, walking in. Keeping the thumb down, very important. Walk, walk, walk. Draw the abs in. Feel the shake, love the shake. Okay, and then send it back into your down dog. Beautiful. Woo! We got this. All right, so we are going to move through a little bit of a vinyasa here. So same thing we've been doing. Lift the toes, bend the knees, look up, come into your high plank. And then we're going to drop it all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. All right, so from here, we're going to replace our hands with our elbows and bring our forearms out in front of us. So we can come into a low plank. Ooh, I'm really feeling this because I did abs yesterday too. I don't know why I chose this one for today, but we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Okay. So for low plank, we're going to be using our forearms against the mat to be our brace and our stability. So same thing, we want to make sure we're not popping that bum up. We want to keep it nice and low down. All right, so catch your breath. I'm talking too much, I can't breathe. All right, so catch your breath. I like to keep my hands clasped. Some people like to keep them flat against the ground. Whatever works for you. Your elbow should be like directly under where your shoulder is. On both sides. Okay, so inhale as we lift. Tuck the toes under, drop that belly down, and we just hold here for a moment. Couple breaths. Drawing navel to spine, shoulders together, feeling strong. Exhale, let it all go. Whoo, back down to the mat. All right. Okay, let's take a little bit of a counter stretch here. So we practiced our Superman locust pose. Let's try bow pose this time. So only if you have the flexibility. If you do not, you might grab a strap and use that to help you. Where's mine? Here, hang on just a moment. Okay, so if you don't have the flexibility, you might grab your strap here. And you're going to use it to catch your feet. So bring the feet up and send the strap around them. All right. So they're going to be, this is trickier than I thought it was. There we go. Okay, so they're over the tops of the feet. Okay, and then when we lift, similar to our locust pose, we're going to lift the upper body, lift the thighs up off the ground. We're going to use the strap to draw the feet towards us using the hands. So ready? On the inhale, we lift. Drawing on the pelvic bone, drawing energy up, holding here, 2 more breaths, exhale, lower. Okay, I'm going to do it without the strap this time. If you have the flexibility, I invite you to try. So we're grabbing the tops of the feet. So you might need to widen your feet about hip width apart. I mean your knees, sorry, it might be a little bit more helpful for you. Okay, are we ready? So counter stretching the abs here. Drawing shoulders together. Lifting the upper body, lifting the thighs. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. Sending the feet skyward. 2 more breaths. Exhale, slowly lower down. Let go. Whew. We are doing it. We're getting there. Okay, we got a little bit of more low plank to go. I'm sorry, but it's got to get done. We got to do it. All right, so get our arms back into position for low plank. And we are going to do the plank jack. So where you step out, out, in, out, in, in. Same idea, but a little bit harder in this low plank position. Whew. Okay. So get ready. Inhale and lift. All right. Out, out, in, out, out, in. Dropping the belly. Sorry, not the belly, dropping the bum. Lifting the belly, dropping the bum. Hugging in to the midline. You got this. Keep it moving. Neutral through the neck. Woo! And send it back down. Woo! Beautiful. Oh, I am getting tired. This must mean that this is a good workout. Or I'm out of shape, one or the other. But, you know, we're going to be doing this every week, so we're going to get in shape at some point, aren't we? Woo! All right. Hands under the shoulders. Left hip to plank. Inhale, push up. Exhale, send it back to downward facing dog. Lift up onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward, shift shoulders over wrists, coming into our plank. Exhale, lower. Draw those shoulders in, draw the elbows in. Inhale as we lift to up dog. Exhale, lower.
Tuck the toes under, lift up to plank. Exhale, send it back to down dog. You gotta take a minute here to rest. Maybe stretching out through the legs. Okay, we're gonna do this 2 more times. So, looking forward, bending the knees, lifting the toes, coming up over the shoulders, coming into plank. Exhale, lower. Draw those shoulders, elbows in. Inhale as we lift up, draw the elbows in again. To up dog. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes under, lift up to plank. Exhale, send it back to down dog. Whew. Okay, one more, you got it. Take a moment here to catch your breath. Come up onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward, shift over shoulders. Draw elbows in, shoulders together as we come down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up into up dog. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes under, draw elbows in, push up to plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Beautiful. Nicely done. All right, let's send the knees down. Drop the forearms, come into puppy stretch one more time here. Hold for a couple breaths. You might take the right hand under the left, dropping the right shoulder, right ear to the floor, coming into sort of a threaded twist. And then switching, left hand under right, left shoulder, left ear to the floor. And coming back. Widen the hips as wide as the mat, bring the big toes together, send the hips back and down into child's pose. Taking another rest here. You know, we didn't even do any side planks. So I guess we'll save that for next week. Look forward to it. We spent too much time on up dog. But I figured it would be a good counterbalance stretch because we were stretching the front of the abs instead of contracting them. We're expanding them. So it's always good to balance different poses and different motions with their opposite. That way we're not tightening too much in one area. All right, walking back up. Let's bring knees together, tuck the toes under to get a nice little stretch on those feet here. Send the hips back, coming up to a tall kneeling pose. Bring the hands up and overhead, slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Back down to the mat. Come into a seated position. Thank you for taking this time with me to practice. Thank you for taking the time for yourself to engage with your body and your mind, build some strength and flexibility, and believe in yourself. The light in me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste, my friends. I hope to see you here again for live Mindful Mondays at noon on my Instagram and Facebook, and every Wednesday also at noon for Workout Wednesday. You can also find some of my pre-recorded practices on my website, www.yoganaraska.com, or my YouTube channel. If you're interested in longer live full-hour classes, I teach on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can sign up for that on my website as well. All right, I hope to see you around soon. I hope that you enjoyed this little workout. Have a great Wednesday. Bye.